Hello, dear friends. Good morning. What a blessing to be with you today. This message from the book Calmness by the Spirit Emmanuel through the mediumship of Francisco Candido Xavier today talks about relationship. Remember, the goal of these sessions this morning is for us to get practical tips and tricks on how to calm ourselves and reach a state of tranquility. A lot of these chapters have to do with the way you and I respond to others, their attitudes, and also to the occurrences and events around us. When we learn that we have agency over our feelings, our emotions, our thoughts, our ideas, and our actions, it makes it simpler for you and I to go about our day with a sense of calmness as well. This chapter today is chapter 12 or message 12, titled Relationship. And Emmanuel will remind us how you and I need to go about our days, minutes, and hours in relationship with others. Message 12, Relationship by Emmanuel. Quote, if difficulties and trials visit you in your relationship with others, do not allow yourself to reheat heartbreaks. Let divine confidence in divine wisdom dispel any shadow of doubt, reminding the sun comes back daily to break the clouds and to vitalize and revitalize the processes of life. For this, it's imperative that understanding presides over your impulses, and understanding will let you know that others are autonomous creatures, always gravitating towards goals different from ours. That's the first part of the chapter. So, dear friends, have you stopped to think about what are we doing on this planet? Aside from fulfilling the will of God that hopefully we'll find throughout our incarnation, redressing mistakes of the past and learning to love and care for one another. The Love Society dictates that you and I are here to live in relationship. The relationships are the way you and I exist in the world, and the way you and I can do good and serve and help one another as we evolve. Of course, we could learn and grow on our own. However, growth in relationship is much more effective. There's a whole part on the third part of the Spirit's book about the Love Society that I encourage you to go back to. We're always going to relate the teachings of superior spirits such as Emmanuel with the teachings we find on Kardec's works, because we need always to go back and read and study the basics. We are never alone. We have a relationship with those who came before us, if we look at our family trees, and we are in relationship with those who come after us, our descendants. But we also go about the world in relationship with those who we don't even know, those who served us in ways we can't even imagine, from those who care for the roads, the schools, the teachers, those who taught, those who teach, those who care for us in hospitals when we were sick, so on and so forth. There's so many relationships. And he's saying here, if difficulties and privations and trials visit you in relationship with others, don't rehearse or reheat and keep reliving those heartbreaks. When someone hurt us in the past, it's understandable that we'll feel heartbreak. And the next part of the chapter, this chapter, he will talk about people who were with us but then left. They're not able to serve with us today and need to leave. And he will call us for understanding of those situations. They will also talk about how folks will be our collaborators. They will be interpreters. They will understand our purpose today, but not yesterday. They will temporarily need to withdraw from work. They will be our associates and companions, but always in relationship. So, therefore, he's saying it's imperative that understanding presides over our impulses, because understanding that you and I are autonomous creatures that I have goals for my life, God has goals for my life, and God has goals for your life that only you can fulfill, because you're in a unique intrinsic relationship with others the way you are. So understanding needs to come before my impulse of reliving the hurt or always seeing the negative that happened, instead of looking beyond and seeing the potential for that relationship and the potential that God already sees for you and I in our daily lives. And he will continue the message by saying, the truth teaches us that no one does good and does not walk for good without others. So we always in relationship. This notion of individualism, this notion that I can pull myself up by my bootstraps, is flawed, because we needed someone even to be born. We needed two people to come together. In many ways that nowadays we can conceive folks to be, in many ways, the future medicine allows people to be conceived. Someone needed to lend you their body, literally, for you to be within 10 months. You needed to be born, someone needed to feed you, or unable to care for yourself. Even though your soul was commanding each and every action of your paraspiritual body, that in turn was commanding your physical body. So if we step back and think our relationships and all of the people, institutions, and works that came before us that allowed us to be here, I'll give you a very brief example. Perhaps you're the one who built this infrastructure that I'm using today to be here with you. I personally, as a scientist, I'm a neuroscientist who works on health outcomes for spine surgery. I have not built the camera that is in front of me, or the computer that is in front of me, or the microphone, or the stand, or even the chair that I sit in here, the exercise chair that I sit in here now. Maybe you were the one who engineered and thought about this, who came up with the beautiful works. And even if we did, we are not the superior spirits co-creating with God in a greater plane, who created the earth and all the resources that come in order for us to even put these pieces together. Yet I'm so grateful that someone thought of it so that I can be here with you today. I didn't psychograph this, Chico Xavier did. So we're deeply thankful for his commitment. And I didn't create the paper or the printer that printed the message that I can translate and bring to you from the Spirit Society of Richmond. So we need to think, yes, I am responsible for my growth. I am responsible for fulfilling God's will on this planet. I have abilities and knowledge and experience that I can give to the world. But I didn't come to all of this alone. I wouldn't be able to apply all those teachings, abilities, and knowledge by myself or in the world. I am responsible for my growth and for my knowledge. Yes, I need to say, I want to learn. I want to live a life believing that Christ is at the helm. Christ is a superior spirit who created the earth that you and I live in, way before we were even thinking about being on the earth. Right? So 5 billion years ago, give and take, the earth was being formed. And today we're able to have this physical existence as it is on this planet. He was already there, guiding the divine creatures, the divine intelligences that still today guide the evolution and life on the planet, from your spirit mentor to the spirits who guide the evolution of the spiritual principle through the different kingdoms of life. So we are interconnected and grateful for all of those who came before us. So Emmanuel will continue It's a very long message, so I'm cutting a part of it short and synthesizing it for you. And he says, nobody learns something good or improves him or herself without others. But nobody can depend totally on others on the achievements that he or she demands. Like I said, nobody learns something good alone, but we cannot depend totally on others to do what we need to do. In times of change and renewal, for those who you love the most, take the idea of separation away from you and don't regret it. So try to work on that relationship, even if difficulties and trials visit you in that relationship. Don't give up so easily on to others. Work the most you can so that those relationships can be amended. And yeah, sometimes those relationships will need to be given up, especially if they incur in hurtfulness, physical hurt, spiritual hurt, psychological hurt, right? He says, proceed working because through the designs of the superior life, others will come your way for the execution of the tasks that the world has given you. And those who depart from you will come back later with more love in order to help you or to be helped. The truth does not deteriorate. Only those who only excuse me one only lose loved ones if he or she possessively seeks them when they are distant, because the one who loves always loves in such a way that even when the beloved hearts are distant, the heart that loves continues to love and bless them, knowing consciously that by the force of the Spirit they will never depart from them. The love, the one that loves, always loves in such a way that even when the beloved hearts are distant, the heart that loves continues to love and bless them. So, therefore, dear friends, if difficulties and trials reach the relationships you are in, do not relive the heartache, or the heartbreak. Allow trust in divine wisdom to dissipate any of the shadows in your thoughts. Remembering the sun comes back to revitalize life on the earth as much as today, maybe those companions need to live, but they will come back either to help or to be helped. And more workers will come your way to help you to do the work, to co create in goodness with God, wherever you are on the planet, whatever your abilities are, so that you can, today and always, fulfill God's will for your life in this lifetime. Remember, we are Christ is at the helm. His divine messengers are all around us, helping us to grow, helping us to learn and be patient. Therefore, today, I hope that you can reevaluate your relationships in the light of the wisdom of Spiritism and be brightened by the prospects that even if they left, your heart that loves will continue to love and bless them. The love that comes from your heart will continue to love those who are distant, and perhaps, who knows, we may be returning and rejoining and co-creating in goodness later. May your week be filled with calmness, tranquility, peace of mind, and may the good spirits be with you, guiding you all throughout until I see you next time. May you be able to help someone and take care of yourself and others as life allows you. Many blessings, dear friends. I will see you next time.